Hey everyone, Skull902 here, and I'm once again taking a trip with my memory lane buddies. Today we have Josh, we have Rexii, and we have Rabid. Rabid, a very late addition, but we're glad to have him here. Um,
I genuinely did not know you were going to be a part of this show.
I'm a surprise guest star, yeah.
he messaged me like earlier this afternoon, and was like, "Hey, I think I'd be interested in talking about Disney with you guys," and I was like, "Hella." uh,
I be just a painting of a head.
yeah. Um,
I don't look at this group on Discord very often, so sometimes I don't know exactly when podcasts are happening.
uh, So, today on Memory Lane Buddies, episode number 17, we are going to be talking about the House of Mouse itself, Disney, and, various properties related within. So, we'll get some Pixar in, probably talk about other assorted things like Marvel or Star Wars, if it happens to come up. Um, let us begin. The first segment of this episode is a favorite movie or movies, really. Uh, so, Rabid, if you've thought of something, we'll start off with you.
Um, Nothing definitive, I guess. It's
Uh,
hard to really think of anything because there's just such a wealth of options to choose from.
yeah, no, I got in my notes here a good few of them, but I wanted to save it because like I have a bunch, but that's only because if someone else mentions something that's here, uh, then I can just pick something else.
Well, you know exactly what I was going to say.
Well, in that case, Josh, would you like to go first so that Rabbit has some time to think?
I was going to say Toy Story 2, which has an incredible world building thing going for it for a sequel. You don't see much of the neighborhood in the first one. You see a little bit of the neighborhood in the first one, but it's Toy Story 2 is like a giant expansive thing where you go all the way to work on a Saturday. All the way to work.
Yeah.
And and
Incredible.
yeah, it's amazing. I love how in Toy Story 1, Buzz's story was that he thought he was the actual Buzz Lightyear, the Space Ranger character. And I like how they explore that sort of thing again with Woody, but it's different. Uh, Woody instead realizes that he realizes the character that he is after being a toy.
Yeah.
I think it's a wonderful little storytelling callback thing.
And they had to hash this whole movie together in less than a year.
Yeah, honestly, I was gonna say, like, from a technical standpoint, Toy Story 2 is very much a marvel of a movie in that way too. Uh, that they basically restarted from scratch with hardly any time to go and a deadline to make. Uh, the whole movie damn near got deleted. And they had to, source from a backup file on one of the employees' computers who just so happened to be working from home. Uh, you know, Shame on Disney for firing her, by the way. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm
uh,
telling you, it's the women in the company who are actually holding it together sometimes.
yeah. Uh,
Because I hate to derail a little bit. This particular moment, for the only reason they had the original files of Toy Story 2, actually reminds me of this one thing with the Disney parks. If I'm okay to bring this up just really quickly,
yeah.
uh, there was actually a fire on Pirates of the Caribbean, and none of them actually had backup costumes. So even though they got everything repaired, all the like custom made costumes, they didn't have anything to replace them. But there was a seamstress who was on staff who, when she asked, "Do you want me to make multiple copies of these costumes?" And she was told, "No, no, no, we just need the one." She literally went out of her way and made extra copies of all the costumes just in case. So she basically saved them from like months of closure.
Hell yeah. Uh, But from a story perspective, back on that like Toy Story 2 as well. You know, I do like those notes that Josh set up. I do also like the whole thing of where the toys kind of, particularly like Woody and Buzz and all them, uh, they kind of realize that Andy is gonna grow up one day, and so that means that they gotta just make the best of the time that they have with him. I think that that was also a really well done bit of the movie too.
Yeah, this really is like kind of the first one of these Pixar movies to try to be like more of an emotional powerhouse, if you know what I'm meaning.
Yeah,
In some ways, I believe that the second movie is better than the first.
for sure.
Yeah. And it's the origin of Woody, so
Oh, that would require some some explaining, but uh, Josh, is there anything more that you'd like to say about Toy Story 2?
Yeah. I love the through line of to what measure is it to be loved by a child? Where Andy is growing up, like you said, Andy has to grow up and has to be over. But also, uh, to what measure is it to be valued at all? With Woody going to the collector sort of area of being a toy, and like what life is living behind the glass case for the rest of your life, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a very admirable thing to explore. Uh, and I do love that Al still tries to get Woody. In one of the Toy Story Halloween specials, they're put up for auction, and Al is the first one to bid on them.
Oh my gosh, I remember that. I remember that little. I think it was called. Was it Toy Story of the Dead?
Toy Story
Toy
of
Story
Terror,
of
I think.
Terror.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Was that one of those post Toy Story 3 TV specials?
It was, yeah.
Yes.
I feel, oh man, I think we watched it, but it was just one time. I remember
Yeah.
the Christmas one a lot more.
It was actually surprisingly good in terms of like character uh characterization. That's the word I'm looking for.
Everyone's kind of just been like on the train of like if they just kept making like these shorts and specials, we wouldn't have a problem with it, but instead they're doing more movie sequels.
Yeah.
For real.
Um.
Anybody like Toy Story 4?
I mean, it's
I liked it
fine,
fine.
but it was like
Yeah.
it was like the logical extreme. There is no justification for them doing another movie after what happened in the fourth one, and here we are on the precipice of a fifth Toy Story. It's like, what are we doing?
Which is nuts, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. So, I think, Rabbit, do you need more time?
Um sure.
Okay.
If anybody else wants to go.
I'll mention a few from this list here. Just
Yep.
like I looked through like the animated, the main ones, and tried to pick out like which ones that I have like a particular memory of watching, uh, or that like I saw like say when I was a kid, or grew to appreciate when I got older and whatnot. I was surprised by the sheer lack of the classic ones that I was really thinking, oh man, uh, which just tells me that I need to watch more of them. Uh, but
Somebody hasn't seen the Jungle Book lately.
I really have. I don't think that I have seen the Jungle Book since I was a kid, but I am going to mention it later. Uh, uh, so what I had here, I'll just quickly go through the list. Um, Peter Pan, is one that I very much remember watching as a child, and we tend to watch it for Christmas every year too. And you know, it's got like a pretty good sense of adventure and whatnot. You know, pretty solid overall, except for that song and the surrounding scenes that we don't talk about. Um, but you know, it's fun and adventurous, extremely like you know, when you've got a villain as memorable as Captain Hook, like you got a pretty fucking good movie.
You get to fight him in like 3 different Kingdom Hearts games.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He's a
Um,
fun fight, actually. He's actually one of my favorite boss fights, especially in the first one.
Yeah.
uh, so Peter
Oh,
Pan.
now.
Uh, so Peter Pan's a pretty memorable one for me. One that I don't think I saw until my late teens, unless if we count the famous spaghetti scene. I think everyone's saw that. You know, it fell on the floor. But Lady and the Tramp. You know, just a solid love story. I think. You know, I liked how their relationship comes about. I really liked Lady's friends as well. You know.
I love the little Scottish terrier.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You know, and how
Scotty.
like uh, they did a good job making it, you know, feel believable. How like the dogs know each other and whatnot. How Lady feels a little jealous of the baby for, you know, taking up more of her master's attention and everything of the sort. Very solid movie. Uh,
I like how chill it is. Yeah.
yeah, it just feels good to watch. I think would be kind of like what Rabbit said. Although I would be you know, kind of like Peter Pan. It was made in another time, so there's another part that we don't talk about. But you know, most of the movie is
And yet it's
pretty solid.
probably like one of the most iconic songs of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
uh, most of the movie is pretty solid. I didn't actually have it written here, but I'll throw just like the original animated 101 Dalmatians in there too, for many of the same
I
reasons.
like dog movies.
Dogs are cool, all right. Uh,
I was heavily considering putting Little Mermaid in there, but that's just because I really like Max.
You have
Yeah.
such amazing taste. Max is such a good character.
And
Best Disney dog.
meanwhile, Taylor is like, "What the fuck are you talking about, dude? All you talk about is Max."
can't we talk about decent things like how the priest has a boner? Uh, Speaking of
Everybody
this.
loves Proner, man.
Oh yeah. Speaking of you know, another one I've only just realized the train that I'm on now, but Oliver and Company,
Oh
really
yeah.
really remember that one from when I was a kid, mainly like having it on tape, and I remember that one like we lost the tape eventually, and I didn't see it again for about another 15 years at least. Uh, so I was very happy to come back to it with my
It's got
friends.
Billy Joel.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
it's a you know, it was like right at the end of Disney's dark age. They hadn't quite gotten out of it yet, but it's a really good movie and plenty of fun songs in it. Why Should I Worry is stuck in my head forever, and I have zero problem with that. Uh, so just
You
beautiful.
ever see Fox and the Hound? That's a solid Disney dog movie.
Yes, a couple of times. I
Did you
remember
ever
seeing.
listen to the audiobook of Fox and the Hound that they did for like a read along tape thing?
I
No.
don't believe so.
I didn't know they did.
Uh, But yeah, Fox and the Hound also very, very solid. Haven't seen that one enough. Like twice in my life, but you know, both times, good shit. The Lion King, of course, you know, I'm a
That's not a
child.
dog movie.
Well, it's not a dog movie, but
It's
I
it's
mean,
got it's got hyenas. Those are canines.
but I'm just going down my list as fast as I can. Uh,
I have a thing about the Lion King over here. Let's park on the Lion King for a second.
Sure, Lion King. Why not?
Uh there was a Jim Cummings bit where he was talking about so all your character does is laugh, and so we need you to laugh as though you were experiencing all of these emotions. And they listed like 17 different emotions, and he's like, all right, hang on, we gotta, did anybody have a legal pad? We gotta write these down. And so he wrote them all down, and he just went down the list and started laughing as all of these different emotions, and it does actually carry.
Yeah,
Jim
very,
Cummings is a phenomenal voice actor.
yeah,
For sure.
extremely talented. And I guess if we're gonna pause on the Lion King and mention Jim Cummings, you know, uh, uh, gotta mention Be Prepared, and you know how it starts out with Jeremy Irons, and by the end of the song you're hearing Jim Cummings, and like. Uh, an interesting thing about that for like me, for someone who you know, I voice acted as a hobby for, you know, almost 20 years, uh, and had edited audio, and so much like eventually you just kind of pick up on like vocal cues and stuff. You gain an ear for it. Uh, so the moment that I was first able to recognize the exact point where it changes, I was like, "Holy shit! I've mastered sound."
He's defeated sound.
uh, but
It's one of
yeah,
those things you don't really notice as a kid, but when you get
Yeah.
older and you really listen, then you're just like, wait a minute, I do kind of hear
but
it.
like
Well, he has like a way of like, he has a cadence to him
yeah.
that you can
Yeah.
pick up pretty easily in certain lines of the song. Uh, yeah.
So it's always fun to like uh, get to notice when stuff like that occurs. It's really something to like gain an ear for that. But you know, uh, as a child of the 90s, you know, the Lion King, there was a good point in time, like the first few years after the movie was released, like the Lion King was fucking everywhere. It might be like, maybe aside from uh like Mickey himself, or something, the Lion King might be like Disney's highest selling property in the 90s.
The
Like,
Lion King was the 90s Frozen. You could not avoid it.
yeah, it was
You're absolutely correct.
like uh I just I distinctly remember how, you know, this is like a few years after the movie came out too, being like 4 years old, over at my cousin's house, uh and there was like Lion King everywhere in the living room, you know, blankets and you know, house decorations. They had like these cute little plushies of Simba and Nala that had magnets in their noses so you could make them kiss. Uh, so it really was everywhere. So that's kind of one of the things that permeates in my mind about The Lion King, is just how everywhere it was. But it's also a very, very good movie.
I do very much enjoy The Lion King, but if we're moving a little bit further down the line, just I think the next one after Lion King, if I'm remembering correctly, uh, was that? Hold on, I have a
It
list.
was
Gosh, an underrated classic, Goofy movie.
oh yeah,
Hell yeah.
that's the next one actually that that I had on mine. We can chit chat about a Goofy movie. Uh,
We
it
have to do
Got
the,
a good movie on there, goof.
we have to do the in a Goofy movie.
Oh yeah.
In a Goofy movie,
Yeah.
they really like uh they do the parent child dynamics like so well. You know, you feel for Goofy and for Max. Like, nobody feels like they're out of line, um you know, in their desires and whatnot. uh I know I always end up saying about a Goofy movie that, like, obviously it's not accurate, because it's like, you know, it's entertainment and whatnot. It has to be a little exaggerated, especially for a cartoon. But whenever I watch that movie, I always just kind of feel to myself, this like captures the spirit of being a teenager pretty well. Like, You understand.
Especially a teenager in the 90s. Yeah.
Yeah, like anyone who's been a teenager, I feel like can watch that movie and understand exactly where Max is coming from. Uh,
Yeah.
so like I think it like the emotional notes, the dynamics, and everything, like just the general feel of the movie is very very good, and it's got eye to eye. So
Are
Well,
we really
naturally.
gonna are we really gonna talk about this movie and not talk about the hot tub scene?
well, here's your
I
opportunity.
forgot about the hot tub scene.
Check out my speedo, goof.
The so you've led
Is
with
that
that, and now
concerning?
you've led with that, and now you've made it so the thing that I was going to say is completely invalidated. But I was going to say that I think it's a really actual solid emotional beat of the movie, where Pete and Goofy sit down, and Pete is correct that Max has changed the map to do what he wants to do. Uh, but Goofy has such a solemn belief in his son, has such a true belief in his son that he couldn't possibly have changed the map. And for Pete to be correct about that in the way that he delivers the thing that he delivers, the like, check the map, Goof. It's an amazing, like, I can't believe this guy's right.
Yeah.
Really helps to sell Goofy's disappointment during the later scene as well.
Shocking. The worst guy you know is actually correct about something.
Yeah,
And it's something really painful too. So like I can
My
see
son
why Goofy.
respects me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a solid kill. That's a kill blow.
hmm
Yeah. And Goofy puts up with so much as a single dad. I don't think anybody puts that into perspective enough when they talk about Goofy, because Goofy is often used as a joke character, just in general, because
Well,
he's
his name is literally Goofy.
yeah, because of his name, because of his everything, just because of everything. But in terms of emotional uh impact, he can deliver surprisingly hefty blows with the movies he's in.
hmm
Yeah, for like a movie called a Goofy movie, it's very like nuanced and emotional, surprisingly.
Yeah, I think it uh, shows like what Rexy was saying is like Goofy's a silly guy, but he cares. Uh, Max just had to relearn that, I suppose.
And while we're here, it has the most phenomenal title card I've ever seen. Disney presents a movie.
This better not have any goofy shit in it. uh, so um, Goofy movie, extremely solid. Love it. Next up, Rexy, give me a high five. It's Lilo and Stitch, which might just it might just very well be my favorite like Disney series ever. Uh, you know, more family drama dynamics. There's I guess there's two themes in my list here: dogs and the family drama.
This
uh,
one, well, the and Goofy movie has both.
yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
Goofy movie does have both.
Uh, so just like again, it's very compelling story about the relationship between two sisters, and then the aliens get involved. It's all fun, but it's also emotional and uh, just lovely. And it spawned a lot of enjoyable spin-off media too. Like the sequel films, or the show, which did lose a fair bit of steam, but it never got bad. And it gave us
You can
65.
tell in the second season they started to run out of ideas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
uh, watching the early episodes and the later episodes definitely was quite a bit of a contrast, because like in the earlier
I do
episodes,
think they ended on a high note, though.
for sure. in the earlier episodes, like like they'll have the alien show up to its thing, and then Jumbo will be like, "Oh yeah, I remember inventing this one. Here's a new invention right now. Here's how we exactly take care of this." And it was very interesting for him to like get into the history of the alien and whatnot. They they stopped that entirely by the end of the show. Uh,
But it was the last time we get to see the Recess gang. Excuse me. Recess was in that show.
you know what? That was like the only good one of the crossover episodes too. Come to think of it.
It's interesting too because it's like the only one that wasn't contemporary. Recess was fairly old by that point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that that's pretty nuts. Uh,
It was kind of odd, but it was honestly, it worked. I don't know how, but it worked.
and like uh, I think the Kim Possible one was like just all right, but you'd think out of all the ones that they did do a crossover with, that like Kim Possible would be the most compatible. Uh, but
Yeah.
no, Recess was the one that worked the best, and I'm just like, I was not expecting that. uh, but Lilo and Stitch, absolutely solid film. Uh, and
And then Lilo was given control of to the state.
God.
We don't
depression.
talk about the live action one.
Oh yeah, fuck that. So, uh, got a couple of Pixar ones in here, and I know I've been going on my portion of this segment for a good long while.
We're just all stalling for Taylor. That's the problem. We have to wait for
Well,
Taylor
it's
to give a
okay. I just
giant
figured
one.
out that I'll list a bunch of ones too, so don't worry about it.
Okay, lightning round here for me with Pixar. The original Toy Story, it is the one that I like best. Not like perhaps not the best one in the series, but like just there's a certain feel to it. Um, that I'm really a fan of. You can see like the effort and whatnot, and if you know like the production history, and it is kind of like Toy Story 2 in a different way of how it's kind of like a technical marvel uh, and all that. They just pumped their heart and soul into that one. Really, really love it. Um,
I
Finding
will
Nemo.
say,
Oh, sorry.
to like hang on to Toy Story 1 for a second. Um, I feel like it has like the wittiest dialogue out of all of them, like the
Yeah.
most consistently funny jokes. And I
There
we
are,
were
appreciate like how simple the story is compared
yeah.
to the others too.
We
yeah,
were
and there
just
are
talking.
several. Yeah,
Sorry.
there are several jokes. No, you're okay. The yeah, there were several jokes in Toy Story that I didn't really laugh at a whole bunch until I got older, and then I actually got to understand what it was referencing, and then I was just like, oh, these are actually really funny.
What I
It
want to
was
understand, I can't understand because preschool toys are present.
There's a we were just talking, Taylor and I, about the stuff they got away with in that movie for a G-rated movie, under the context that Toy Story 5 is now rated a PG movie because they say ass in it. Uh, we were talking about how Mr. Potato Head threatens to kill Woody by having etch drawn noose on him and pointing at him through the window.
oh my gosh, I forgot about that scene.
Yeah. As we were still coming off the 80s where like anything that could even like even slightly be marketed to kids was just slap a G on it. It's fine.
I mean, just look at like Hunchback of Notre Dame. That
I
shit
was
is
gonna
rated
say
G.
Hunchback of Notre Dame. How did that get a G rating?
Damnation, eternal damnation.
Yeah, no, the story of that one's pretty fucked up. It should have at least gotten a PG.
Yeah,
Uh, but just, more extremely slow lightning round. Finding Nemo, I think, is my favorite Pixar movie, uh, because like more family drama, but it's like the amount of heart in it, like and the vibes. I guess it's a very uh, like oddly relaxing movie. I think to watch, and perhaps like I mean I like ocean aesthetics, so that might have something to do with it. But they
yeah.
picked like the right music to match with the scenery and everything. Um, just a very enjoyable movie all around. I love Finding Nemo. Uh,
I would dare to say it has one of the best soundtracks of the Pixar movies. And I'm not saying that the other Pixar movies don't have incredible soundtracks, but Finding Nemo has this whimsical sort of air to the music that they have that just makes it feel oceany the whole time. And
I could
I
agree with that. Yeah.
I would think that would be something that would be hard to capture, but they do it so perfectly that you almost don't even register it. It just fits. It just fits so well.
Yeah, like I don't know what it is about water, but like in video games, TV, movie, whatever, uh, uh, like it just seems to us inspire like the best fucking music ever made. So, uh, like it's just glorious. Um, then just as a small little thing, we got Wally, another just like I think what captures me about Wally is the animation. 'Cause they did a lot of cool stuff, and in space just so happens to also be very cool, much like the ocean. So, uh,
Yep.
Wally, very goated. And then finally on my little list here is Up, uh, which
I have really thick fingers.
exactly. Uh, uh, just uh, another one that went really deep emotionally, and I think it went the right way. Um, Fantastic animation. I often forget that there's a villain in it, but like yeah, there is. Just because I think the character dynamics are just that good. Uh, in the movie, it tells a very solid story of Carl and his journey to get to the falls and everything. Just beautiful stuff. I am so sorry that I took up so much time on this one segment. Rapid. Uh, do you have a pick? A couple of picks and stuff.
Um, I'll have a little mini list of picks like you, sure. Let's see. Okay, first I feel like I'll go for one of the obvious ones, Beauty and the Beast. Very goated movie.
Very solid.
Very good movie.
Yeah.
No one fucks like Gaston.
Uh of course, of course. Well, Gaston is one of the greatest things ever created, and it came from that movie. So, but yeah, balances like story and humor and all that stuff pretty well. I like it a lot.
With some of the most iconic Disney songs, if
Of
I
Oh, for
course.
sure.
dare to
Yeah,
say that.
yeah. It was what was like the final movie Howard Ashman worked on before he died.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
It's-
like they actually got a lot of the film crew to move over to New York to accommodate him because he was basically like still working on it on like his deathbed.
Damn.
So
That's
yeah,
dedication.
You know, uh, another one of my favorite little things about Beauty and the Beast is that like it's not just that Tony J is in it, which would be enough already, but like uh like I love that they loved his audition so much that they just used the audition tape instead of having him come back to record again. Uh
yeah. They just sent him a check in the mail later.
and that's what, because the same directors did Hunchback, so that's like so they were like we gotta have him in a bigger role in our next movie, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, can't get much better than the main villain
Yeah, Tony J, very goaded.
I think it
for sure.
worked excellently in their favor.
Yeah. Let's see. Another one, of course, is the very next one, Aladdin. That like has a lot of great humor and action and like a lot of like great colors in the animation and such. Of course, it has Robin Williams as the genie.
I was gonna
Hmm.
say we can't bring up Aladdin without bringing up Robin Williams as the genie, and the fact that they had literal hours of footage and recording that they couldn't use because of various reasons, and it was just there was so much of it that they didn't have space for all of it.
Well, if you're bringing in Robin Williams for a comedy, it's a rule of thumb that you're just gonna let him go to town and improv for hours and
Yeah.
hours and hours.
They should
Which
release like a premium master edition of Aladdin on home video that costs like $150, but it'll be worth it
The
because it comes with
R-rated 10-hour director's cut
it
just
comes
uses
Hey,
all
it
of
comes
his
with all
material.
of the Robin Williams recordings.
if it's all of the Robin Williams recordings, those 10 hours will just be the auction scene at the beginning.
Oh my gosh. I forgot about that part.
But ironically, bringing up Robin Williams and Aladdin is the one thing he desperately did not want you to do.
Yeah.
He did not want to be remembered for it.
Yeah, and I do think that his reasoning was pretty goated. He started his career not just in stand up, but he also did some voice acting and animation before he became like more of a live action actor. So I do think it's a little interesting in that way that he kind of went back to his roots in sort of a way, but also kept in mind other people who like have voice acting as like their main trade. Uh, so I mean, there's plenty of good Robin Williams stories, but that just so happens to be one of them.
Yeah, definitely.
I once listened to an interview with the voice actor for Jafar, whose name escapes me at the moment, but he actually talked a little bit
Jonathan
about,
Freeman.
yes, him, thank you. He talked about working with Robin Williams, and he said that even though their characters had like maybe 10 to 15 minutes of screen time tops, that they had like the most time in the studio together, and it was just a blast every single time they were together. He really talked about how much he loved working with him, and it was really, really heartwarming to hear about.
Yeah.
It is kind of something that like the two like funniest actors in that movie, him and Gilbert Gottfried, have both like passed away since then.
Oh, Gilbert Godfrey, my beloved.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Uh, so
But
what's the next one?
yeah, anyway, Hercules, Hercules, Hercules.
Yeah, which
Hercules.
which Aladdin actually like just to go back to like there's that sequence in a whole new world that like kind of alluded to movies that they were going to do in the future, which I love because it's really fucking
Yeah.
subtle. Um, and Hercules is one of them.
Honey, you mean
Hercules was made by
Hercules.
you mean Hercules was made by pretty much the same people as Aladdin, so it's appropriate. And I like it for about the same reasons. It has a lot of like great action and humor, and it's basically a Superman movie with like the edges filed off.
You want to talk about a memorable villain? Can we talk about James Woods as Hades for just a second? Because he shaped a lot of my humor growing up.
Well, yeah, like speaking of like perfect casting, Robin Williams is the genie. There's James Woods as Hades.
I
Indeed.
think
Very funny.
one of my favorite facts about James Woods playing Hades is the fact that every single time Hades has been brought up in a video game or in a TV show or any little random thing, he wants them to call him because he wants to be the one to work on it. It's why every single Kingdom Hearts game with Hades has him voicing Hades because
He was a hint.
he literally requested that they contact him because he wanted to come back and reprise his role every time.
Yeah, he's like he loves that doing that character so much he'll do it for free, basically. So,
Susan Egan came back as Meg as well.
Right, I
yeah,
forgot about that.
So like if we're talking Kingdom Hearts specifically, it seems like that's kind of the one where they really dig deep into their pocketbooks for a lot of the actors because like
Oh, do they?
yeah.
Call me when they get Tom Hanks to come on for this thing again.
Or Billy Crystal.
yeah.
Well,
Uh,
In
they
all
managed to get
seriousness,
everybody
though,
but Danny DeVito, pretty much.
they did manage to get a lot of characters back, and I'm actually really surprised that the original voice of Alice came back for that role, even though she was like 50 years older.
oh shit.
Yeah, yeah. She came back to do Alice and Wendy in
Oh
the
yeah, she
first
did
game.
Wendy too, and she did a fantastic job. I was actually very surprised because like she did a very fantastic job. There are a lot of cool facts about Kingdom Hearts, but that's neither here nor there. I think
Well, we can mention all that whenever we get to video games.
They still fell victim to make my brother Jim do it. So
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that one.
Good old John Hanks.
John Hanks.
Let's see.
I would like to step back to Hercules just for a second.
For sure.
And going back to Susan Egan as Meg. Her audition line was the "Thanks a lot, Herc. It's been a real slice." That's the line that got her the job. But she couldn't recreate the energy she did for the audition in the studio when it was time to record it clean, because she did that in her apartment or on the street or someplace. There was a lot of background noise to it, and she couldn't do that same inflection again in the studio. And they tried it over and over, and so they eventually just had a thing. They invented a piece of software that extracted all the background noise from her audition tape, and they ended up using that instead.
Yeah, this is like pre-Audacity, so they had to make something that would take out the background noise.
Yeah.
Man.
I think it worked pretty well.
Yeah. And another interesting thing about that was that they were like really hesitant to like get her to audition in the first place because she had previously played Belle in the Beauty and the Beast Broadway show, and she sounded like very like saccharine and sweet in that show, which is very much not what Meg was. So they were like, I don't know.
Somehow she nailed it, though. I'm actually really impressed with her performance
Yeah.
as Meg.
But yeah, definitely another movie I had in mind was Emperor Groove.
Ah, yes. That movie definitely seems your humor.
Yeah. It's just like very consistently funny. It's like very much a comfort movie for me.
I 100% agree. I really love The Emperor's New Groove. I like the storytelling, and I really enjoy the characters, and the humor is spot on. And I feel like it. I understand that there are a lot of things that got taken out during production. Like it used to have like a whole bunch of different concepts that they were going to put in, including a villain song for Yzma, that I'm sure everybody's heard of by now at some point.
Well, it was originally supposed to be like a more serious, epic movie like The Lion King, but it just wasn't working out. So that's another one they had to retool in less than a year to what it was.
Somehow they made a really good product despite kind of flailing a little bit when it didn't quite work out the way they wanted it to.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Like, fuck it, just have fun with it.
Yeah,
Those are the best movies when they just kind of step back and have fun.
exactly.
Uh, but yeah, as far as like other movies go, maybe Toy Story 3, that one's pretty good.
Hell
This is
yeah.
a 5-question show. I just realized this. We're on question 1 still.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
well,
still on
shut up.
one.
I don't know.
That-
I'm just
that-
thinking of stuff I like.
If I may be so bold to add one as well, Mulan.
Oh yeah, yeah, I like Mulan.
that's a fun movie.
I remember really liking it when I was younger.
"I'll Make a Man Out of You" is one of the best songs they ever did.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree.
Dude,
I honestly. No, go ahead.
the thing about Mulan, I think is that Goofy spoils the entire thing in Kingdom Hearts 2. Where
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
You're pretending to be a boy, aren't you? Like instantly.
It would have been funny if he just like screamed that out in front of everybody.
It is shocking to me how intuitive Goofy can be at like some of the most hilarious moments. That's why I love Kingdom Hearts so much.
He doesn't have a penis.
That does remind me of the reveal in the movie itself, where I know plenty of people have noted. I'm forgetting his name, but like when he goes out of the healing tent, and he looks like so pissed off and whatnot, and he's just like with the expression of like, "Ugh, I can't believe you had titties."
Shang. I believe his
I
name is
can't believe I
Shang.
fell in love with a chick.
Yeah, Shang, I believe was correct.
Shang
Yeah,
Yu, yeah.
yeah.
Li Shang, yes. I
Oh yeah,
totally
Li
didn't just
Shang.
Google that.
Uh, so uh, is uh, is that everyone's picks for favorite movies? I know we've been on this segment for a good long while. 45 minutes, wow.
I have a couple of small honorable mentions, just
Oh, yes,
to
please.
briefly mention. Uh, they're not the most popular ones, but they're the ones that I really hold close to my heart. Like I love Brother Bear. Uh, the music in
Phil
that movie
Collins
is
soundtrack, yeah.
phenomenal. Banger soundtrack. I
Indeed.
also really like oh gosh, what was that movie called? Home on the Range. I know that that is kind of a more niche one for some people because not everybody has seen that one, but I personally really loved it. Maybe it's because I'm a big fan of Old West stuff. That and the songs are also a lot of fun.
My opinion on that movie is that I saw it once as a kid 23 years ago.
I've watched too many of the like little movies that not a whole lot of people talk about. Like, how many people have actually seen Chicken Little?
I've seen it a couple times.
Can't say
He
I
was
have.
that was popular enough to still be a summon in Kingdom Hearts.
That
So
is true.
True.
Meanwhile, I don't hear anybody mention Valiant ever. That was a 2005 movie. I bet nobody remembers that one.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
There was a movie about carrier pigeons in World War II called
Oh
Valiant.
yeah, yeah. Now I remember that. I never saw it, but I remember them advertising it.
It's not great. It's really stupid, but I love watching it because it's really stupid. It's not winning any prizes. I just think it's fun to watch.
Well, it's got Tim Curry in it, so now I've got to watch it at some point.
It
That is a
also
very good
has
point.
Ewan McGregor.
Oh shit.
Hello there.
Yeah.
Uh,
If we talk about Star Wars, we will be here for more hours.
Well, that
So
could probably just be its own podcast, honestly.
it could be. So I know I'm going to mention something Star Wars later, but it's going to be a bit more in passing. But
please can it be the anti-smoking PSA that R2D2 and C3PO did?
well, that wasn't done under Disney. Uh, uh,
Wow.
um, so I think we've sufficiently talked about films and whatnot. Our second topic is favorite TV series. Um, and I think I'm also going to go first on this one because my reasonings for both of these picks is it's very very short. Uh, so after like looking through lists and really thinking about it, uh, my first pick was the original DuckTales. Absolutely banger theme song. But it has a really good grand sense of adventure. I know I was rewatching an old stream, and I think it was Josh or maybe a commenter. We were talking about like differences between the original and the redone one. Uh,
Have you ever seen the 2017 one past like the first couple episodes?
uh, Shay showed me a couple of episodes, but I haven't seen too deeply into it. Uh,
You really should. I feel like you really should give it more of a chance than you did.
uh, but I know someone mentioned that like the strength of the original DuckTales was the adventure, and then like the strength of the later DuckTales was the characters. Uh, but like for my money, I do think that the characters and the humor and everything in the original DuckTales also stand up very very well. Uh, uh, and there was something else, right? And I also just appreciate Ducktales as well for just what it did for the industry, because from like the '60s through the mid 1980s, and even into the late '80s, like animation on TV started getting better in the '80s, but it still wasn't quite that great. Like you watch your average episode of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and you can see a lot of glaring errors and whatnot. But like Disney forced other studios to do better by putting out like DuckTales, which had such fantastic animations, so that
Yeah, Disney was really like the first to like try to give a damn about TV animation
yeah,
in the 80s.
it was like DuckTales walked so that shows like Batman the Animated Series or like Animaniacs, uh you know uh fucking anything on Cartoon Network for a good long while, like a bunch of shows in the 90s. Like the rest of the industry just kind of had to catch up, and for a good 20 years or so, the animation on television was very very high quality, and we have DuckTales mainly to thank for that. So just goated show. Um,
If there's
A
one
sea monster
nitpick I have
ate.
about it, and that's like pertaining to it like character wise, and it's nothing unique to the original DuckTales either. It's that Huey, Dewey, and Louie are like the exact same character.
Yeah,
yeah. Uh,
I think they always just were, weren't they? Like they always
They
were
pretty much
portrayed.
were, yeah. It wasn't
Yeah,
until like the DuckTales reboot that they're more like individualized.
I think that was why the adventure in the original DuckTales was its strong point, while the characterization is the strong point for the reboot,
Yeah.
because they wanted to make it clear that Huey, Dewey, and Louie have very different personalities, and I feel like that really works out in the series' favor.
Yeah.
yeah.
I was
But
just about to
I
go
like
a
the
sea
characters in the
monster.
original show, but like,
Yeah,
it's not serialized, so it's not like as focused on.
I was just about to go a sea monster ate my ice cream, which
Yeah.
is a fantastic line from both shows because in the second show, the 2017 show, they go back to portray the old show, and they do that scene as like a an allusion to the 80s show. And Alan Young delivers that line in a way better fashion than David Tennant does, but uh, it's an interesting little callback.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, so love DuckTales. The other one that I wanted to mention, just real quick, kind of like a mishmash because they did reuse shorts from Mickey Mouse Works in House of Mouse, uh, but uh, you know, like the shorts that they produced for those two shows, I thought were pretty solid in their own right. Like, uh, you know, nice humor, and the characters were very funny and interesting and all that. Plus with
It
House of
revived
Mouse,
Mortimer pretty much, which is great.
yeah, that's very much true. Ha cha cha and whatnot.
Ha cha cha!
um, but like for House of Mouse specifically, just the whole setup I thought was very interesting as well. That they have this club more or less where like everyone just kind of hangs out. It's kind of like that short that they wanted to do in the '80s, where like it just roller coasters all the characters like coming by. They couldn't do that for budgetary reasons, but like it's very similar to that idea where any given episode you could like see the Beast or Timon and Pumbaa or any random character from a movie or a show or whatever in there. It's a really, really fun time as House of Mouse.
They even still had Tarzan in that show, didn't they? Before they lost the rights to have Tarzan.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think at some point, yeah. But it is still kind of cool to see, like, even like screenshots of it. You could see like Pinocchio and Geppetto at one table, right next to like Little John and Robin Hood, and then you have like Baloo and Bagheera over at another table, and then you have Lady and Tramp over at another table, and it is so. It's kind of weird to see them all on screen at once, but it's also really cool to imagine that they kind of just have this space that they go to hang out, and even like sometimes the villains show up.
Yeah, and sometimes still it can work itself into the plot of the framing device as well. So like uh, like they didn't just have the characters there to be there. Like for the most part, yeah, it was like a cameo or whatever. But like sometimes they do work themselves into the story too, which is nice.
Throwback to Mickey's House of Villains real fast. Just I loved that one a lot.
Yeah. Uh,
I apologize. There's a busy street behind me, so if you hear any cars zooming by, it's because some people have very loud engines.
it's all right. Uh, So let's hop over to Josh. Your pick for
Oh.
favorite TV series.
Oh, is it me? Okay. I had a
Yeah, it's me.
few. I wrote down that I really enjoyed Recess and The Weekenders. I don't know if anybody remembers The Weekenders.
Barely.
Gosh, the Weekenders.
I remember The Weekenders, not as well as Recess, but I do remember that show, yeah.
What did Rexy say?
I remember the Weekenders.
Yeah, yeah. The Weekenders was a really good show. Uh I think they had a little bit like it's not crass, right? But they do a fair bit of humor that is slightly skewed toward an older audience. Uh I enjoyed that show. Uh but what I wanted to talk about afterward, because I got to talking about it with Brandon, was the new adventures of Winnie the Pooh. I desperately wanted to call it the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, but that's a movie and not the TV show.
Oh, Papa.
Yeah. I watched that show a lot when I was little. Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, and it is fantastic. I specifically wanted to talk about an episode where Tigger unceremoniously declares himself king of the beasties, and then he forces everybody to do his bidding as their king and ultimate ruler. Because there is a scene in that episode where he demands they get him a drink, and then he drinks it, and he goes, "Tigers do not drink this swill." And that line has stayed with me for approximately like 20 or 30 years.
That sounds like the kind of thing that would be added to your vocabulary the second you hear it as a child.
But Tigger,
And of course,
why did you drink it then?
but I don't like pistachio. Then why did you ask for it?
it?
Um, but Taylor and I, of course, we have the hello, hello,
Hello.
hello. That was from an episode where Eeyore pretended to be Tigger so that he could like be liked in his life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So depressing, but like I get it.
And so you want to be like me, you gotta act like me. You gotta bounce up to everybody and say hello, how you doing? And so he just walks up and he goes hello, hello, hello to like a standee person over and over.
It's practicing.
We love Eeyore in
I
this
like
house.
some of the emotional episodes in the show too, like the one with Cassie the bird early on that Rabbit has to
Right.
take care of.
Gosh, I wish I remembered more about some of these shows.
Yeah, I'm actually depressing myself by being like, man, there's some of the stuff they're mentioning I don't remember as much about the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh that I thought I did.
Oh, we definitely have to watch that show. The Valentine special is amazing as well, where they all pitch in to do like a play to give to Christopher Robin for a Valentine's Day thing, and they have like an orchestra, and Rabbit makes it all a huge production about himself. But later, a giant windstorm picks up, and it blows away all their sheet music. And he goes, "Where does the script say orchestra blows away? Where?"
I do remember having a recording when I was a kid of an episode, and if I remember correctly, because it's been so many years since I've seen it, I don't remember the title or anything, but it was like some episode where like some ruffians come about the 100 Acre Wood and like fuck up everyone's day, and then like Rue, I think, does some shit to make the bullies go away or something.
Mm.
uh, One of my favorite ones is the one with the family of heffalumps, and the dad's like allergic to everything. And one of those is heights, and he's like, heights too, huh?
But you're allergic to heights. Heights too, huh? Yeah. That was Jim also. And you can tell
Yeah.
that was Jim in the booth being like, man, okay. You know?
Well, yeah, Jim plays like half the characters in that show, so
But Paul Winchell was still Tigger for like they swapped
yeah,
out every now
for
and
like the
then.
first couple seasons, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one episode that I remember a little more clearly is the one episode where Owl's family comes to visit him.
Mm.
I thought that was funny. I don't remember anything else. I just remember that he had some family members coming to visit him, and it was really interesting to see Owl so off kilter.
Oh no, there's a family of me.
Especially considering I remember how much he talked about his family
Yeah,
during
it's
that
kind of his
whole
whole
scene in
shtick.
the actual movie.
You think that he was trying
You're
to
like,
get away from them, and then they found him.
that would make a lot of sense, actually.
Owl's on the run.
There's a couple of great episodes with Rabbit too. Rabbit is one of my favorite characters. But there's a bit where he gets really mad at Pooh, and he goes, he like kicks open his door and he goes, "I'm gonna give that Pooh Bear a piece of my mind." And Pooh's walking along the road and he's like, "Hello, Rabbit." And Pooh's like, "Not now, Pooh. Can't you see I'm trying to give you a piece of my mind? Pooh Bear!"
Beautiful. Uh,
I love Rabbit.
yeah, I had this thought just now when Josh mentioned Rabbit being one of his favorite characters. Uh, I think at least for me, Rabbit and Squidward kind of share the same quality in that like when I was a kid, kind of just thought that they were sour spoil sports, but then like when you get older, you understand where they're coming from, and they become like the best characters. Uh, Rexy, favorite TV show?
Oh gosh. I've watched a lot of the modern ones more recently. The stuff that kind of ended up getting canceled at some point because of one reason or another. Stuff like Gravity Falls or The Owl House. But I will say I do also have a fondness for the old Hercules and Aladdin series. I don't remember anything about them, but I do remember that they were a lot of fun. I
Uh,
also wanted to bring up oh gosh, what was it? Kim Possible,
Hell
because
yeah.
I can't mention anything without at least bringing it up once, because I'm not over
What's
the
the
fact that
sitch?
the reason they came up with it was because there were these two people in an elevator, and one of them said Kim Possible, she can do anything, and the other said Ron Stoppable, he can't do anything.
Was that really the origin story?
From what I can tell, that is what I've heard.
That's
It's
You
entirely
gotta come up
possible
with
I
the
could be wrong,
show.
but that's what I've heard.
that's fucking incredible.
It's like how Kingdom Hearts happened because a Disney executive got stuck in an elevator with the Final Fantasy executive.
So two
Yeah.
executives get stuck in an elevator.
If it weren't for the fact that like they happened to get stuck in an elevator together, and like Disney of Japan and Square were in like the same building, like we probably wouldn't have Kingdom Hearts.
Exactly.
Man, that's something.
Yeah, I think my pick for my absolute favorite Disney TV show has to be Gravity Falls, because I remember when it was coming out, because I was in like high school when that was coming out, and I used to binge watch that stuff with my best friends at the time. And the reason I connected so heavily with it is because um, my younger brother and I, even though he's like a year and a half younger than me, uh, people would always mistake us for twins. So we always identified a lot with Dipper and Maple. So I hold that very fondly in my heart. And to top it off, it also has some interesting character development and one of the more intimidating villains.
Uh,
Uh, One of my favorites is also Gravity Falls.
hey, there we go.
Yeah, I really it's just like really consistently funny, and I like the story and such.
I know. I haven't like watched any full episodes or anything, but I know many years ago, Rabid randomly sent me a clip uh, of like one of the jokes on the show, and from that point onward, the phrase "Girl, why you acting so cray cray" has not left my mind. Uh,
Girl, why you acting so cray cray?
uh, which is fine. I love that phrase. Um, but uh, but yeah, Rabid. Uh, I know you said Gravity Falls. Are there any other picks for TV show?
Um, I could probably think of a couple. Yeah. Um, as far as like ones that aren't mentioned yet, I guess. I don't know if it counts, but like the new Mickey Mouse shorts are really good. I think. Well, new. They're like over a decade old now, but
Doesn't make them any less
They're
good.
It
they are
has
yeah.
the
unreasonably funny.
what happened?
What
What
happened?
happened?
Goofy needs $1 million.
Goofy needs $1 million.
Yeah.
uh, yeah, those are fantastic. Uh, DuckTales is one I like too, both the original and the new one.
Sorry, I just want to jump back real quick to the Mickey Mouse shorts.
Mhm.
They they had at least 2 or 3 cartoons in that were spoken entirely in a foreign language, and
That
they had what's
yeah,
that?
that
Yeah,
was kind of like just their theme, like really early on that they kind of ditched after a little bit, where it's just kind of like Mickey around the world, so they'd be speaking in like whatever language
and they
pertaining
had
to
to
whatever
learn it.
country it was in. Yeah,
The voice actors had to learn the language so they could speak in it for the show.
yeah.
I thought that that was a nice nice bit of dedication to the craft, having them do that.
Yeah, I really like that. They didn't just get like a dub actor or anything.
Yeah, I do very much appreciate that as well. So I agree. I think one of my absolute favorite episodes, I don't even remember the rest of the context of that, but there's this one where Donald is trying to start a car and Mickey's hand comes out of the glove box and steals the keys. And then the camera pans over to Mickey sitting on the side of the road and he puts the keys in between his hands, rubs them together, and then the keys are gone. And then Donald just goes, "Hey!" Like mildly inconvenienced, you made my keys disappear.
What the fuck?
Oh shit! I'm going to jump back a long time to House of Mouse or / Mickey Mouse Works to the yeah, Goofy. I owe you a favor, and don't let me get out of it by saying I have to get airport ticket. Okay, what's an airport? Because it's like the 30s when they have this when they have the exchange. You remember? Taylor remembers this bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Fair question for somebody who doesn't understand what an airport is.
Another one I remember really liking when I was younger was it's a bit of a deep cut. There was one called Dave the Barbarian.
I forgot about that one, but I do remember that one.
If you've like very absurdist humor, especially stuff like Freakazoid, which just like breaks the fourth wall and stuff all the time.
Does it have Kissinger?
Very good. Huh?
Does it have Kissinger?
It does not have Kissinger, I don't
Damn.
think, no. But it does have the voice of Freakazoid in it. Along with the Jeff Bennett using his narrator voice from Earthworm Jim as the narrator.
Oh
But it
yeah.
doesn't have Kissinger going, "Why? Help me. Help me."
Help me, help me. If you didn't waste all that time on the plane.
Quick callback before we move on from this topic. I also don't remember too much of it, but Gargoyles.
Oh yeah, that's
Gargoyles was really good. Yeah, it's basically Disney's Batman.
It was a lot of fun to watch. I don't remember anything about the story other than the fact that there's like this whole thing going on between gargoyles and humans, and the villainess was really hot. But that's
Well, yeah.
my my main memory of Gargoyles was the first time I ever saw it, because I think like the whole day. So this must have been like somewhere like late 1999, early 2000, somewhere around. Uh, like the whole day, my mom was like, "Oh man, you ready? We're gonna rent Tarzan and whatnot." So I'm expecting Tarzan the whole time, and then they're like, this comes back from Blockbuster and was like, "Well, we couldn't find Tarzan, but we picked up this thing called Gargoyles." And so I think it was like the first 3 episodes on a tape, uh, and I remember watching it. I don't really remember what my impression of it was, but I remember not hating it, so I must have thought it was good enough uh, to get over the disappointment of not seeing Tarzan.
Gargoyles.
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 Could you imagine if we had? Sorry, I don't want to cut you off in the middle of your story. Could you imagine if, "Mommy, the picture's all funny," and it was Tarzan turns into gargoyles?
Man, but seeing it years later, like I still haven't seen a whole lot of it, but I did see those intro episodes again, and pretty solid.
Yeah. Very stacked voice cast, too.
Indeed.
Oh yeah.
So I think that'll do it for favorite TV series. We're gonna go on to favorite characters now, and Rexy, let's start off with you.
Oh man. Any Disney character. I say looking at my like how many Stitch plushies do I have? 7.
Stitch is alright, but 625, though.
I love Stitch a lot, but the actual character I want to bring up is one that not a lot of people talk about, and that's Oswald the Lucky Rabbit.
Oh.
You got a
That is
whole
a deep
video
cut.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not a whole lot of people talk about him. I'm actually surprised that even though he got us like a whole video game, which was an absolutely gorgeous video game now that I went back and I replayed it, and it was a whole lot of fun. I love Epic Mickey. I love the whole storyline. I love the fact that most of it is pretty much Mickey's fault, and so the entire time is just him trying to make up for that. So it puts him in a totally different light than a lot of other video games do, like especially like Kingdom Hearts with like King Mickey, where they kind of put him on a pedestal.
That's like kind of during the time where they were like trying to scrub away like kind of the squeaky image he built up over the years with like that game and like the shorts I mentioned a little bit ago, which allowed Mickey to be like really crazy, kind of off
Exactly.
kilter.
But one of my absolute favorite facts about Oswald is the fact that the reason Disney got the rights for him back is because they traded a newscaster to Universal
Yeah.
in
Oswald for
order to
Al
get rights
Michaels.
for him back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, give me 1 second.
Well, you just want this fucking cartoon rabbit? Yeah, we don't care.
Oh man, we really wanted to get Al Michaels out of his contract. Thank you for giving us a reason.
I mean, and they came out with a really gorgeous game with it. Like, it's it is a love letter to the original Disney parks as well because of the build of Wasteland. But one of my favorite things about it is that everybody you talk to likes Oswald as a character. Like, I mean, like everybody in the game, they respect him. So it actually puts him in like a perspective that he's been very responsible and a very uh caring leader and person. So it's really nice to see a character actually get some more characterization rather than just being limited to a stereotype or a single thing, which is probably why I liked the DuckTales reboot because of what it did with Donald.
Yeah. Uh, Definitely an interesting pick. For sure. Um, so I guess I'll go next. Uh, favorite characters. Once again I got like a couple here, so I'll just try to be quick about it. Uh, Rabbit mentioned him earlier. 625 or Ruben as he was called in like the last thing Lilo gave him a new name.
It's
From
named after a sandwich.
from Lilo and Stitch. You know, dude knows exactly what he is. He's a wisecracking, lazy son of a bitch who likes sandwiches. And that along with the perfect voice for him that Rob Paulson gives, just beautiful character. I love him so much. Uh, you know, he is truly the light of that show. Um, and brings a lot to the Stitch franchise, which I already love a lot. So add
I
another
love,
thing to yeah.
yeah, I love the conceit of 625 is that he has all the powers and abilities and everything that Stitch does. There's only one major character flaw with him, and that's that he never wanted to use any of them.
Yeah, he's Stitch but lazy. Like it's beautiful.
My
And yet,
man knows his
unlike Stitch, he can
priorities.
speak perfect English.
Yeah,
Well, but he knows his priorities. His priorities are sandwiches. That's it.
and the sandwiches maybe troll Gantu a little.
Have a little bit of fun while making a sandwich.
Yeah. Uh,
Get tea?
Dr. Hemsterville is also a very fine character. uh,
I
on,
love Hamsterville.
yeah, honestly, all of the villains of that show were great for their own reasons. Um, but the other one that I want to mention from like the Mickey verse, for lack of a better terminology, um, my man Scrooge McDuck, uh,
Hell yeah.
like uh, you know. Uh, and this is without knowing much about the comics. Apparently, in like those original comics, like it's even more the case. But like Scrooge McDuck is just like one of the most badass characters in history. Like, because he's like fucking 180 years old, still going out, having his adventures and whatnot. Uh, and he might be like the richest duck in the world and all that, but even still, like he knew where he came from and he does everything the right way. So dude's just fantastic. I love him.
He is a very, very good character, and I honestly really love him. I love the fact that he's so old and he can still sword fight like nobody's business. Like, it's insane. That's one of the things I loved about DuckTales, is just seeing Scrooge do stuff. Even though technically he was old, but it didn't matter to him.
Yeah,
He's always on top of it.
you see, like his story's so interesting because, like, at least in Ducktales and whatnot. Again, I don't know much about the comics that he comes from, but like, if we take Ducktales into consideration, like, he's already a legend, and I think uh, you know. Uh, it's very interesting to do something where, like, your main character or whatnot already has like a reputation from the start, like, to the extent that Scrooge does. Uh, you know, uh, so like, uh, my man's just a badass, and I hope that if I ever do get the chance to go to a Disney park, that it's on one of those rare days that Scrooge is out, because that would be
I can
cool.
say with complete certainty, Scrooge could beat Goku.
Hell yeah.
I agree.
So a little bit about the comics that Scrooge McDuck came from. Uh, I remember it's at least a Family Guy bit where they jump in the money and he goes, "Oh man, this is so much harder than I thought it was gonna be. Like, how could you reliably swim in this?" The comics did that bit first. The comics had the Beagle Boys jump in there and get obliterated because it's money, right? You can't swim
This
in
is it's
gold
not a
coins.
liquid. It's a great many salads.
Yeah. So the comics did that with the Beagle Boys before anybody thought of it. And then the 2017 show, they thought, well, oh my god, what fucking nephew was it that they taught to swim in the money?
Louis.
Taylor
I,
might remember.
he-
I would
Louis?
think it'd be Louis because he'd be the most likely to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
he
So
was the one who liked money.
yeah, so he gradually taught him to swim the money, and he was like, so it looks easy, but it's only because I have massively perfected how to do it. And they had that in the comic also, where Scrooge is literally the only one that knew how to swim in the money.
Well,
What
like
an odd
he's been
niche
bruised and
skill.
battered so much over the years that his bones have developed an immunity to diving into money.
There's a fine art to it. But yeah, Rabid, favorite characters.
Uh, hmm. Well, Genie and Hades, as we mentioned earlier, are definitely some of them.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and Kronk.
Kronk. I love Kronk.
Of course.
Hey, let's
My
Uh,
my acorn is missing. Did you eat the acorn? You owe me a new acorn.
Speakity speak 'em. Um,
What a fate for a villain, by the way, being turned into a cat and being forced to join squirrel speaking lessons.
Yeah.
yeah, well, truly the cruelest fate of any Disney villain. Uh, Pete is definitely pretty up there. I like how flexible he is as a character.
I am shocked how much I liked him in pretty much everything he's in, actually, to bounce off of that. Because when I was a kid, I didn't like Pete, but now that I'm older, I love him in the Mickey Mouse cartoons. I love him in Kingdom Hearts. I
Justice
Xavier,
for
yeah.
Captain Justice, by the way. He got ripped.
like, he could just be like a slightly annoying next door neighbor, or he could be like in Kingdom Hearts, just like an evil guy trying to take over the universe.
and it works every time.
Yeah.
But he's also vastly out of his league in Kingdom Hearts. He's like he literally is, what is it? Ursula's right hand man for this?
Maleficence.
Maleficence.
Yeah.
It's very clear that he's very out of his depth with it, because in terms of the other villains, he's very small time compared to them.
Fuck you, goof.
Yeah, him having that like Eggman level of flexibility definitely makes him interesting. I remember seeing a meme recently where it was like uh, Pete in Goofy stuff, and it's just like kind of him standing at like the grill, and then like Pete and Mickey stuff, and he's like he's like giant and got like sharp teeth, and shit looks really intimidating.
Yeah.
There was a another Jim Cummings thing where he was talking about when they were doing recordings for one of the preschool Mickey shows. I don't know if it was like Clubhouse or whatever it was, but he was in the booth doing Pete stuff, and he said, "Now I came in here the way I always come in here," and I was like, "Hey, get over here, Mouse! What are you gonna do, Mouse?" And just said, "This show's for 4-year-olds. You have to tone this down like 7 notches so that you could do a show for 4-year-olds." And he said, I don't think I have to. I think 4-year-olds deserve to have a character like that."
He's got a point.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
those same 4-year-olds are going to be shown like all the movies where there's other characters doing the same thing anyway. So yeah,
Points at Pinocchio.
There are parts of Pinocchio where I've seen it again as an adult. I'm like, how was I not scarred by this?
yeah.
Exactly.
Uh, so Pete, great guy. Any others, Rabbit?
Um. Oh, I could probably fill most of this with villains, honestly, but
Yeah.
uh, Long John Silver from Treasure Planet is one that's really, really good.
I love him so much. He's one of my absolute favorite villains, even though he's not technically a villain by the end of the movie.
Not by the end of it, no, but like for a good chunk of it, he is, so he can still be like slotted into the villains category.
I
But
need
like,
to like see that. Sorry for interrupting.
mhm.
Like I need to see that movie again because I only saw it like once when I was 9. Because like when you said Long John Silver, my mind like I thought you were about to say Long John Silver from Muppets Treasure Island.
You mean
Well, I
Tim
mean,
Curry?
him too, but like, but that's just because he's funny. But like the Treasure Planet one in particular, like really, like he has a sincere relationship with Hawkins and stuff, so he's a lot more conflicted about what he's doing, and that just makes for like really good character stuff.
You want to talk about movies with emotional impact.
Yeah.
Also, Treasure Planet has a Treasure Planet AMV in it.
Really?
There's this whole thing with one of the songs, but it's a totally separate topic. I'm getting off track.
uh, Josh, what about your pick for favorite character?
Max the dog. Max the dog. Max the dog.
Somebody who's not Max the Dog.
Just real quick though, Max is amazing. I guess I have a soft spot for large dogs, as anybody that knows me well enough to know. But yeah, no, he's great, dude. The way like he's jumping everywhere and everything. He's one of those characters that I just can't take my eyes off of.
Sometimes
Now,
being a good boy is just enough.
yeah. Now, Winnie the Pooh. Going back to Winnie the Pooh, he's one of my favorite characters. Also, I know he's like a baby character. He's the show that 3-year-olds watch. But I still get emotional watching it sometimes.
Winnie the Pooh is way better than a lot of people give it credit for, I think.
I mean, if you're not watching something like Book of Pooh or like My Friends Tigger and Pooh or whatever the fuck, then like it's a pretty all ages thing, I think.
Yeah, very similar actually to what I was mentioning. Like one of the things that I liked about Toy Story too is that a lot of times they will have that discussion that one of these days Christopher Robin's gonna be too old for us, and
They
so
made
we
a whole
gotta,
movie out of two whole movies out of that, by the
yeah.
way.
Me.
So I think that Winnie the Pooh not only can be enjoyed by all, like Rabbit said, but like sometimes they will throw that like sort of deepness unexpectedly at you, but it works.
That level of deepness extended to all of the characters in Pooh's Grand Adventure. It explored all of their character archetypes and the logical conclusion of them facing what made them the most scared.
Yeah.
And Pooh's one just happened to be living without Christopher Robin. So
Uh,
that that was a phenomenal movie. Excuse me, you were starting to say something.
uh, uh, like so is it Pooh specifically, or is it a different character?
Pooh is my favorite allowed character. Yes, that I can have that I can have. Uh, I love Pooh as a character. I will say Rabbit is a close third. Uh, there's a great scene in one of the original books where Rabbit pisses Owl off so much in his house that the book goes, Owl briefly considered pushing Rabbit out of a tree, but rationalizing that he could always do it later, he decided not to.
Oh my gosh, she really looked at him and went, "Not now. I'll save it."
And I know that like the conversation does keep slipping back to Kingdom Hearts, but if you like memes, one of the great things about Kingdom Hearts is that the Chinese version has Winnie the Cloud in it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pooh holds a very special place in my heart, so I totally understand. He was one of the very first characters I ever actually got introduced to while I was at a Disney park, and it was one of the coolest things because it made me not scared of costume characters because the concept of them used to terrify me. But for some reason, Pooh was different. I just thought he was cute and cuddly and friendly, and so he made me feel at ease with that sort of thing. So it really shaped part of my childhood. So I totally understand why Pooh is so important. Like he's such a good character, honestly.
yeah.
And Max. I feel like you would understand me on Max.
I do understand you on Max. I love Max. I love the
See?
fact that there's so much media that shows Max's progression from being a little kid to being a college kid.
That's Max Goofy's child. That's a different
Yes.
Max than what I was talking about.
Oh no, you're thinking of Max the dog. I'm sorry. Different Max. You're thinking about Max. I love Max.
Both of them. Both of them are
Both
good.
of them. Both. Both.
All
Both is good.
Maxes. uh,
When are we going to get another case, Sam?
I used to know that line by heart, and it depresses me that now I can't remember the second part of that. Uh, but
Surely the criminals must miss our esoteric brand of justice.
esoteric brand of criminalized, that I think your brain's going dead, bunny.
Fucker, I had that one.
Yeah, fuck, I had that one. Uh, but what Rexy said earlier actually very nicely segues into the fourth of these segments here, Disney parks. A bit of an interesting one here because two of us haven't been, but two of us have, and I think that Rexy and Rabbit being able to compare and contrast experiences at Disneyland and Disney World respectively will make for something interesting. So we'll save their stories for like the second half of this bit. Um, but like my impression of Disney parks is not so much the rides and stuff. Like I've seen POVs of the rides. People like recording, say like they're on Splash Mountain or one of the other various rides there. It's cool and all. There's a lot of interesting technology and whatnot involved. But my big impression of those parks is like videos that people have taken of like all the various characters in the park. So like Rexi's story very much reminded me of like say uh, parents bringing their baby to meet like Winnie the Pooh or whatnot, is wholesome as hell. You know, uh, or like say there's plenty of videos out there of like Pluto meeting up with actual dogs um, in the parks and whatnot. You see how young children get like excited to meet their favorite characters and everything. Very, very, very wholesome stuff. You also get like some entertaining things like I'm forgetting his name, but there's a dude who's like basic like his whole thing is that he does a lot of voice impressions, and he'll go around in the parks and like go up to the characters and impersonate their voice and have fun with them and whatnot. Uh, like there's a great one where like he's having breakfast at one of the restaurants. And Goofy and Mickey are walking around like meet and greeting people. He does something in Mickey's voice while Goofy has his back turned, and like you see the Goofy like he snaps back because he thought that like
You thought the guy was talking?
yeah, and you're not supposed to talk when you're in the
Yeah.
costumes. So it's like you breaking the rules. But like uh, there was that. And another like really entertaining video that he did was he was talking to Donald in like his Donald voice. All of his voices are fantastic, by the way. Um,
I know exactly who you're talking about too.
yeah.
Um, they even got him to be like the voice of Dracula in the new like Hotel Transylvania when Adam Sandler wasn't able to do it.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I'm glad that his talents led to a career. Uh, but like the video with him and Donald, like he's saying stuff as Donald, and like Daisy's also there. And then like I think because he was talking to Daisy, Donald like uh, pantomimed like having a problem with him. So like so Daisy like takes the guy by the arm and like uh, brings him off to like it was like between two fountains, so she like takes him from one fountain to like another one, and like Daisy like started flirting with the guy to get Donald pissed off. It was beautiful. Um,
What is the costume duck equivalent to giving somebody the finger?
uh, I don't
Crossing your
know.
arms and stomping your foot because you have to be family friendly.
Yeah. Uh, but there are other ones too, of course. Like the ones that can actually interact with you. Like your Peter Pan, Cruella de Vil, who has a lot of entertaining clips actually. Uh, Alice, the Mad Hatter. The ones that can actually talk to you. The princesses, of course. Um, and how you, you know they are very good at staying in character and just being generally entertaining. Uh, you know, uh, and then that also goes into like certain presenters and gimmicks that they've done. Like there's I forget the exact name. Someone please help me. The trash can. uh,
Oscar.
uh, I don't quite think that was the one. Uh,
I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of the name.
Oh man, he just like goes around. He's like a little trash can that talks to people. He's fun. And then to a lesser extent, but I do want to mention this anyway because like my last point about all these performers is how excellent their training is. But like uh, Rexy, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about because I mentioned it in a group chat before. But like I once watched someone's video they recorded when they went to get like their own custom lightsaber made at like the Star Wars thing, and the presenter did such a fucking incredible job of hyping up the lightsaber, like what it means, the characters who've used them and whatnot. I'm watching this on YouTube, and I legitimately felt like I was there.
Are you talking about Vinny, by the way, the trash can guy?
That might be the name. Uh, I legitimately do not remember. Uh,
There's also Push the talking trash can.
Push, that was it.
I remember Push the talking trash can.
Push,
I
push,
think,
push.
and speaking of the lightsaber experience in the parks, it wasn't cheap, but it was honestly one of my absolute
Well,
favorite
nothing at
things.
Disney is cheap.
No, it was one of my favorite things I've ever paid for, though. Like the ability to make a lightsaber, and they make it feel like you are straight up crafting a real lightsaber, and the choice of like kyber crystal for like the color is like very, very specific. Like they'll hold up the colors and they'll tell you what they mean, and like the famous Jedis and Sith lords who would use these colors, and it was actually really, really cool.
Yeah, dude, like
So
I go in and pay like $90 to just
I
for
mean,
just to get that spiel from that dude, or one of the other ones that probably goes around and does the same show. But like again, that whoever it was, the guide, whatever, did such a good job that like it legit felt like I was actually there being told all this stuff and whatnot. Sorry, Josh, you were gonna say something.
yeah, I was gonna say there's all this like spiel and lore about here's where all the lightsabers mean. Here's like all the very important characters that would use these colors, and then you have Samuel L. Jackson going, "I want a purple one."
Yeah, I love that bit.
that was straight up it, yeah. I want you in my
George is
movie.
like,
Okay, I
yeah,
want a purple one.
yeah, of course, famous actor Samuel L. Jackson. Of course, you're gonna go purple one.
He
Well,
wanted a purple one because it made him stand out, right? So
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
that's
Uh, Touching back on the uh park characters for a second. Going back to Peter Pan, just for a moment. The absolute funniest thing I ever saw in person with him, other than the fact that he would actually go around scaring people, like he would sneak up on them and like jump in front of him and go, "Ha, gotcha!" and then he'd run away. The absolute funniest thing I saw with
huh?
the funniest thing I saw with Peter Pan absolutely has to be this one time I saw this because most of the characters have like handlers. They have like a cast member with them as like an associate. And this cast member was over like with her head in the bushes trying to get somebody to come out. And at first I thought she was talking to an animal. And I look over and Peter Pan had climbed into the planter and was hiding behind the bushes and refusing to come out. It was she was getting progressively more and more frustrated. So it was really, really funny to see her try really hard to keep her composure. And he's like totally in character, so he's like not even worried about it. So it
No,
was
not
really
getting out of his bush.
hilarious.
Yeah, it does seem like if you get the job as Peter Pan, you can really get away with a lot.
you can cut off somebody's hand and feed it to a crocodile.
Yeah, that's what he'd do.
Yeah,
Totally in character.
Totally in character.
could you imagine Peter Pan just jumping in with a chainsaw, cut off your arm?
Gotcha now, Hook. Just cuts your hand off. Uh,
Well, I
but
No,
mean, if you're at
my
Disney
arm
World,
getting
then
cut
there are
off. Had a
gators.
lovely time.
um, but I think it goes back to how just to be expected, how excellent the training is and whatnot, and something specifically I want to mention about that is there's plenty of videos of like something going wrong at a performance or whatever, but like uh, I've noticed that the performers do such an incredible job of like hiding that. Uh, in some cases you can't exactly like say Elastigirl's face falling off. That one was pretty obvious. But like
The recent Olaf death.
oh yeah, that was pretty bad too. But like uh, there. I distinctly remember like one of the best examples was there's sorry a video I saw of like Mickey was like leading some kind of a show, and it's one of those like animatronic heads where the mouth moves and the eyes blink and something went wrong with one of the eyes. Uh, and my dude was so quick to cover like the broken eye with his hand that I didn't even notice that something was wrong until I like watched the clip again. So like just incredible training that they have over there too.
Did he
Yeah,
just like
it
cover
is
the
really
rest? Did he
cool.
cover his eye forever? And like
Well, I
until
mean,
the
like
bit was over, or what?
he finished his bit and then like sauntered back on like backstage. But and again, like the movement was so unbelievably quick that I had to uh, go back and watch it again to see what exactly happened.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, did he have his hand in front of his eye for like 5 minutes, or like how long was it
It
for
was like
that?
a few seconds.
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
you know. Definitely enough time to notice that he's like prancing around with his left hand over his eye, but uh, again, it happened so quick that you like on my first watch, I didn't know why.
Okay.
Um,
They have a surprising amount of situational awareness, despite being in a costume that would clearly nix lots of your senses for what's around you.
yeah. Uh, so like that's kind of my impression of Disney parks is just like all that sort of stuff with like the performers doing their thing in various different ways. Josh, how about you?
I've never been to the parks like you have said, but I do have a slightly tangentially related story where we discussed that the mascots aren't allowed to talk in the costume. And so that made me think of they were doing this Playhouse Disney show for children because, that was the block at the time. They did like a bunch of educational television shows. And they had Noel McNeil on as Bear from Bear in the Big Blue House. And it was really him. It was really him in the costume. And so he was doing this spiel as Bear. And then a very confused park attendant walks up to him during the show, taps him on the shoulder, and he goes, "The mascots aren't supposed to talk. The mascots aren't supposed to talk." And Bear turns to him and he goes, "Yes, I can." And he turns back and he does the show. but but then the guy they're really not supposed to talk, dude. What are you doing? And Bear like physically turns to him, puts his hand on his shoulder, and he goes, "It's I'm really allowed to talk." And they had to go like a second part guy had to come up and be like, "No, dude, that's really the guy from the TV show."
And some managers getting a reprimand for not getting the information out there. uh, so z- uh, anything additional to that?
For the parks, not really. I will say that I really enjoy the characterization of the walk around costumes. We've already been into that. We discussed a fair bit of things like that already, but I would like to shine a brief light on their stint in animatronics
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah,
because
the Fun Plan just had a whole thing about that.
yeah, we just finished watching a whole thing about that, and I would like to say the first the first one they did was a giant dinosaur, uh, and they did it with like a little dinosaur. First of all, they'd be like, "Oh, it could look like this. Look at it, just walking around. It's made of metal, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And then they did the investor pitch, and the little dinosaur was there, but behind the guy was this huge crate, right, for no reason. And so he makes believe like he's going to do this thing with the little dinosaur instead, like, "Oh, look at it go. It's going to be a little dinosaur." And then all of a sudden, the crate bursts open and it's this giant, like fucking 20-foot tall metal dinosaur animatronic thing. And at least like 3 different people in the audience of like investors for this got up and ran the fuck out of the room.
Well, I guess that's one way to get your money.
That thing is going to kill me.
I think they did say that. They said like if this thing steps the wrong way, he's going to kill one of the guests.
Yeah.
I may focus on animatronics for a brief moment just because it was mentioned. I think one of my absolute favorite things about the parks has to be the animatronics because you can tell over time they've become a lot more high fidelity and a lot more difficult to distinguish from actual people, especially like people in costume. There's a couple of ones that I've seen in person, specifically in Galaxy's Edge, that shock the ever loving heck out of me every single time I see them. Because the way they move just feels so fluid that it doesn't feel like a machine sometimes. And it might be because some of the rides you move through it pretty quickly, but there's this one portion, there's like a pre-show at Smuggler's Run, which is the one where you get to fly the Millennium Falcon, and you get talked to by Hondo Onaka, who is a character from I think he originally debuted in the Clone Wars.
He's in Clone Wars, yeah.
Yeah.
Strictly pirate, voiced by Jim Cummings.
I know I was
Yep.
gonna say that's a Jim Cummings character
This is
too.
Jim
Isn't it?
Cummings' character
Yeah.
too. Yeah, but that animatronic is so cool to watch move. Like, and you can sit like right next to him. Like he's on a platform above you still, but you get a pretty decent view of him, and he moves really impressively. So I, for one, I really love all the animatronic designs that they've got. Even if some of them have some very interesting breakdowns, like the one time in the Little Mermaid ride where Ursula's head fell off like entirely, and she was just hanging on by a couple of wires.
Oops.
Terrifying, but cool in a way.
Talk about poor unfortunate souls.
Yeah, the poor unfortunate souls are the kids who got scarred by that.
So, I suppose in that case, we can move on to like because Rexii you kind of already started. So, like any particular park experiences and memories and whatnot. And don't worry, you don't have to mention Captain America again.
Oh my gosh. All right, one time, I'm just giving some people a little bit of context because now that I'm older and I can look back on it, I can totally see why this happened, and it's really hilarious to reflect on it. I can't remember. I think I was like maybe 14. I was awkward, middle puberty, that sort of thing, not feeling good about yourself. And this was probably the most gorgeous man I have ever seen in person. Like, there are people that are really pretty, and then there are people that just make you lose your mind for a second because they are unreasonably good looking. And this particular Captain America actor who we did a meet and greet for came up and he asked me my name, and I genuinely forgot what my name was because I was so stunned by how amazing he looked that I sat and I stuttered for several seconds until my mom literally came up behind me and tapped me on the shoulder and was like, your name, and I'm like, oh yes. And like she actually had to say my name to me in order to get me to say it. Not the only experience I've had with costume characters that flustered me, but definitely one of the most memorable. I used to be massively embarrassed about it, but honestly, it's like really funny to look back on now.
It's one of your anecdotes that has stuck with me, just because I think you mentioned it on the very first stream that you were on, and it was such an entertaining story. I don't think it ever left.
I'm glad to hear that. I think the other thing that happened, my family has been to Disney parks for a long time, so specifically the Disneyland in California. So I've been to a lot of character meet and greets, a lot of random ones. So I believe we also did one with Thor. And my brother, my younger brother at the time, I can't remember how old he was. And I think he was probably 12. And so Thor's little room has like this Asgardian design, but it also has like this opera singing in the background. So my brother, in his little childish infinite wisdom, looks up at Thor and goes, "Don't you get tired of the music?" And this Thor, totally like in character, goes, "Of course not. In Asgard, the choir sings all day long." And he like throws his arms out all dramatically, and I was like totally taken by his portrayal of it because it was so perfect. But yeah, but that is just one of the more memorable moments I've had beating characters.
Hell yeah.
Did they let you hold the hammer?
Well, only one who's worthy of Thor can hold the.
I think my younger brother got to hold it. I was too scared to ask.
Oh, what if the hammer rejects me? Then I'll look like a fool.
I'll drop right down
You
to the
joke,
ground.
you joke, but that was a genuine fear.
Oh man. Um. So like character interactions and whatnot, but like uh how about like ride experiences or uh any other stuff that the parks have to offer based on your experience? Like what do you love about those?
I have been on pretty much every ride, at least at Disneyland and California Adventure, save for a couple that I wasn't tall enough until when they got taken out of California Adventure. But there is like a list of rides that I can name that I actually was on when they broke down, and those are probably some of my most memorable experiences because gosh, there was this one time I got stuck on Indiana Jones Adventure, and for some reason our Jeep was stuck at an angle, and the way that you're strapped into your seat in Indiana Jones is there's this one seat belt that comes across your waist. And we were stuck at an angle. So that seatbelt just sits there, it cuts right into your waist, like right where your belt line is. And so
Ooh.
I sat there, and the whole time I was sitting there, I'm just like, man, I really hope I don't have to pee while I'm sitting here waiting for them to fix the ride. Because they couldn't unlatch it. They had to like I talked to one of the engineers at some point, and he told me that the ride system, the reason why it breaks down so often is because they have so many safety precautions that if anything gets dropped on the track, the whole thing shuts down. So they have to walk around with flashlights, they have to turn all the lights on, they have to like double check to make sure nothing is on the track before they turn it back on again. It's honestly a very impressive system, but it can be very inconvenient sometimes.
Yeah. Especially with like how long people have to wait to even get in there.
Oh yeah. And how many people will drop their hats or like their ears or something like that.
That makes me think of back when my mom and I went to Disney World, like God, 10 years ago now. Um, when we went on Haunted Mansion, it got stuck like a couple times while we were riding it. But like it was so hot outside that we didn't even really care. We're just like, oh, more time indoors.
That's fair, honestly. I
Oh
think that was
no,
probably
air
that was
conditioning.
Yeah.
I got broken down in the Monsters Inc. ride at Disneyland once, so that was my exact thought. I'm just like, oh, it's like 101 outside, and I'm stuck here. Oh no!
Oh
Oh dear.
heavens.
Did you get to have the Raws make fun of you at the end?
Yes,
You
the
did.
only one where she actually talked to me before the system kind of went under and they stopped really doing it was I have a pair of Perry the Platypus Mickey ears. Speaking
Uh-huh.
of, I can't believe I didn't bring up Phineas and Ferb for the TV shows, but that's a totally different slot. But I had this Perry the Platypus Mickey ears hat, and she was like, "You're the girl in the second row. My, what big ears you have!" Made me laugh for several minutes because I thought it was really cool. And then there was one time where she winked at my older brother and said, "Call me."
Ha ha ha.
uh,
And I think the most, if I may for just a moment,
yes.
I think the most memorable ride breakdown I've ever been on was actually my most memorable ride experience, other than like my first time on pretty much any ride. Like sometimes the first time is like something that you remember, but one of my all-time favorite rides at any theme park anywhere is the Matterhorn at Disneyland. And one of the reasons why is because it was really late at night. I want to say it was like after 11 because the park was about to close and the park closed that day at about midnight. And so we got in line because it was going to be our last ride of the day before we went back to the hotel. And it was me, my dad, and my two brothers. And we got on the ride and something happened and we got stuck. Like our bobsled was jammed on one of the hills around the outside of the Matterhorn rather than being inside. And everybody else got off the ride pretty okay. When the ride shut down, everybody else was perfectly secure. But for some reason, our bobsled, in order to safely disembark the bobsled, it has to be held by two different rubber brakes that are in the track. Ours missed the first one, and so it was only being held by the second one, so it only had one brake. So they called the Disneyland Fire Department because, of course, they have their own fire department. And then when they couldn't find a way to properly secure it to get us off the ride, they called the Anaheim Fire Department. And so at this point, it's like almost 1 in the morning by the time the Anaheim Fire Department gets there. And I'm still stuck in this seat, with my seatbelt on. And when that didn't work, they actually had to call in several engineers to come help secure the bobsled to get us off safely because they couldn't get us off of it unless it was properly secured because otherwise it could slip off and people could get really hurt. So this whole time I'm literally stuck in a bobsled seat and it was during a time where I got really claustrophobic really easily. So and it scared the crap out of me when I was a kid. Even though I absolutely loved the ride, I hated being stuck in a seat. So one of the engineers noticed that I was panicking a little bit and he actually because Disney engineering is one of my absolute favorite things to look into. It's something I have a sticker on my water bottle that says I want to be an Imagineer. So if Disney wasn't such a messed up company, I probably would want to work for them still. But that's beside the point. The mechanics of the ride has always interested me. So he noticed this engineer noticed me panicking and he came over to me and he actually pulled out his phone and he started showing me pictures of like behind the scenes stuff, like the original the mechanics they have for Star Tours and the Haunted Mansion behind the scenes, what the actual animatronics look like in the ballroom scene, because you only really see their reflections. And it honestly became one of my all-time favorite memories. And then the park gave us hats so we wouldn't sue. But that's a I think I still have that hat. I got a Tinkerbell hat. I remember I was very excited about that. We got hats for free. I'm sure it was just because they didn't want us to get lawyers involved for being stuck on a ride for that long.
How long were you there?
Gosh, I think we were stuck on there for like a couple of hours.
Jeez.
And that's pretty nuts. I can just imagine like first and foremost, it's nice that you know the engineer made a scary memory a better memory for you. Uh, but I can just imagine you're exhausted, head back to the hotel, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna turn on the Disney Princess channel and crash out.
Yep.
Makes me
I
think
was-
of that Hey Arnold episode where they're stuck upside down on the roller coaster all day.
Um, so is that like the extent of like your particular like Disney park memories, Rexy?
I have plenty of them, but they could probably fill like a whole 2-hour segment by themselves.
uh, well, uh, that's all well and good. But Rabid, how about you? Because I know you've gone to Disney World a couple of times.
I have.
Uh,
I went in 1999 and then in 2016.
and how was
So
it like?
pretty far apart. Um Very magical and whimsical. It was like I was there in Disney. Um yeah, I remember like when I first went, I had like the character breakfast with like the Pooh characters and stuff, which was cool. And I also had like an autograph book with me that I used when whenever I met any of the costumed characters. And I still have that somewhere.
Nice.
Yeah. I remember like seeing stuff like the original Star Tours over in Disney MGM, now Disney Hollywood Studios. And like the Indiana Jones stunt show and stuff, where I brought Goofy along. I had like a Goofy plush there. Um, remember, of course, getting my Mickey Mouse ears for the first time and like having some Mickey Mouse ice cream. Uh, and like as for like my favorite out of the parks at Disney World, I'd probably say Epcot, because I really like the around the world theme sort of that it has going on. And they actually hire people from those countries, like depending on like whatever area you're in.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. Um as far as like super specific anecdotes other than like me bringing up the haunted mansion thing a little bit ago, I don't think I have any. But like
Um,
I have fond memories definitely of visiting both times.
very nice. What was your favorite ride?
My favorite ride. Probably Space Mountain.
Gotcha, gotcha. Uh,
Great taste.
Yeah.
um, so yeah, it's Disney parks. We did not get a viewer question, so our last segment here is going to be just anything else, like basically etc. Other Disney related notes or memories. Uh, Josh, how about we start off with you?
You want me to start this one off? Okay. So the one I wrote down was that again. Winnie the Pooh always makes me think about my grandfather because when I was very young and my parents went away on vacation or whatever, I would go up to his house just up the road or whatever, and he had like three many adventures of Winnie the Pooh tapes, new adventures even. I did it again. I called it the wrong thing, but anyway, they're very similar shows. I we had three of those tapes, and I would watch them quite a bit at his house. Uh, and one of the memories I always associate with Winnie the Pooh now is I still get very emotional at Pooh's Grand Adventure, where there was one time where I was watching it with the two of you, and I started crying. And you tried to reassure me that they would find Christopher Robin after all.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know. And I get emotional very easily at things like that. Uh, it's that and When She Loved Me from Toy Story 2 still make me cry a lot.
That emotionally destroys me every single time I see it.
I'm
In the
surprised actually that we
arms of the angels.
I'm surprised we didn't mention it actually when we talked about Toy Story 2, come to think of
I
it.
wrote it down, but then we passed the moment for it. So
But yeah, for all the things that we did talk about Toy Story 2, Jesse's character development definitely fits right into those themes that we were talking about for sure.
and just real quick tangentially about the about something related to Disney. We were talking about Thor a little bit ago. And so I just want to slide in. There was this one time where you, me, and Taylor were watching the what was it, the '60s Thor
Oh God.
Yeah.
animated show, and the theme song goes, "You'll behold in breathless wonder the God of Thunder, and the video stopped.
Yeah.
And that was the funniest goddamn thing I'd ever seen, apparently, because I was laughing at that for ages after that. And then Taylor at the end fixed it and it went T-Thor.
um. So with your grandfather and like uh, the emotional bits from the movies. My anything else that you'd like to mention here?
Um, I think that's about it. I think like I think Disney in general has made me realize that I'm still a bit of an emotional boy. I still get very attached to things and very sad about them in a way that I'm not really ashamed to admit. I've never really been that ashamed to admit it. Uh, but I've noticed that a lot of my friends aren't. So it does make me seem like a bit of an odd duck.
That's all right. Everyone has emotions. You know, it's it's healthy to express. Uh, uh, Rabid, how about you? Is anything more that you'd like to add?
uh, sure. Um, the very first movie I ever saw in theaters was Little Mermaid when they had re-released that in like 1997, back when Disney still used to do re-releases.
Nice.
So I think that's pretty memorable, of course.
That was a part of the vault thing, was that they wouldn't let them go on to home video back then, so they just put them out into theaters because it was like one of the core things, right? It was like
Yeah.
one of our big core, like, we can't put this on video because we'll generate so many more theater sales if people go and see it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if people can just like watch it at home, they won't go to see it in theaters. Uh, but yeah, I also remember often going to the Disney store back when that also was a thing. And of course, I had like the collection of clamshell Disney VHSs.
Yeah. Um, that's something that I'll touch on in my own thing. But Rexy, is there any other uh, like notes or memories that you'd uh, like to mention about Disney?
Well, I've already brought up Kingdom Hearts as like one of the video games and Epic Mickey as well. But if we're going like to any Disney video game, there was this one for the PlayStation 1. It was called Tigger's Honey Hunt. It was really hard for a kid's PS1 game, but I have really fond memories of playing that game. That, and there was this Toy Story 2 PS1 game that I can't remember the name of. I think it
I think
might
it
have
was
just
just
been
Toy
called Toy
Story
Story
2.
2. But you play as Buzz, and there's this
Yeah.
one portion of it where you have to fight this robot, this toy robot, on top of some cardboard boxes, and that scared the ever-living crap out of me as a child. I could never
Oh,
Excuse
figure
me.
okay.
out why.
The video game was in fact Toy Story 2: Buzz Lightyear to the Rescue.
Ah, I
Thank you.
see.
I appreciate
Uh,
it. I can't remember names for some reason.
that's a bit of a related thing because like the first video game I ever owned was like a Winnie the Pooh game for the Game Boy Color.
Oh wow. Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
you telling me that. Holy crap.
it was like some kind of like a Mario Party clone. I forget the name of it.
But Rexy,
Yeah,
as you
I
were
loved
saying.
this game. There are a lot of the older like PS1 games. I also had the Bugs Life one. That they mean a lot to me. So like it's really funny how it's even like little things like that, especially like video games that definitely weren't very popular. They were probably just something that my parents picked up because like, oh, it's got Toy Story on it, or oh, it says Bugs Life, so that looks pretty cool. So they bought it for us, and it honestly shaped a lot of my opinions on video games, which is really interesting to think about.
Yeah. Uh,
I adore the idea that your barometer for video games is, does this come to on par with Tigger's Honey Hunt?
And nothing will beat Tigger's Honey Hunt in my mind. I say despite the fact that I hated that game when I first played it.
you know, I think that's a badge of honor, though. You're probably one of maybe only a few people who can say that Tigger's Honey Hunt was your gateway into video games.
It really was. It was one of the first games I ever played.
Cheer, buddy.
Yeah, okay, but Adventures in the 100 Acre Wood though.
uh, so uh, is uh uh is there anything else, Rexy, that you'd like to mention?
Mm. Well, the very first video game I ever finished on my own was Kingdom Hearts 2.
Hey,
Nice.
cheer, buddy.
I remember that one specifically because I thought the boss fight at the end was absolutely insane. But I also remembered it because Mulan was one of my absolute favorite characters when I was a kid. So when I found out they had a Mulan world, I was so stoked. I was really excited. And then Goofy goes ahead and outs her in like the first 5 minutes, and it was really funny.
What the hell, Goofy? Uh, so yeah, so video games galore, it seems. Which does kind of make me hit my head and like, why didn't I do a video game section? Uh, but uh, just from my perspective, just a couple of last little notes. You know, uh, could talk about like various things, but what I have here in my notes is just like home videos when I was a kid. That was a big thing. Rab had mentioned the clamshell VHS tapes, uh, and from what I understand, from what my mom says, and like what I remember when I was a kid, like uh, uh, we had a pretty decent collection of those from what I'm aware. Um, the ones that I tend to remember the most being like the Jungle Book, Aristocats, um, and I also have memories of watching like live action movies on tapes as well. So like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, or like George of the Jungle, absolute based movie. Uh,
Yeah.
you know um and uh seeing like the previews and stuff. I don't I do not know how many fucking tapes had the trailer for The Thief and the Cobbler, but I can say that it was a lot because that's like one of the most memorable like VHS previews that I've ever encountered in my life. Uh, but um, uh, you get like other ones. Like I remember seeing a lot of The Nightmare Before Christmas was another one that really
Yeah.
sticks out in my mind, being in
I
like
remember
VHS
Mhm.
Nightmare
preview.
Before Christmas and Kiki's Delivery Service both popped up a lot in the Disney VHSs I had.
And I don't remember Kiki's, but there was another, and I'm sure if I found the right tape, like on YouTube or whatever, there was another anime movie. It was released by Miramax, if I remember correctly. Uh, and God damn it, I forget the premise too. But that one showed up in a few tapes. Um, but like another one another couple actually that I remember really well relating to like the Disney parks. Um, you know, there's like one a very subtle one where like Mickey's they do a hidden Mickey in the clouds, and then it's like, hey, don't go on the Disney cruise or whatever. Um, and then the absolute like you want your wholesome just heartwarming 90s vibes. You watch the one where like the older brother is telling the little brother about like all the things to be prepared for at a Disney park while they're packing up and stuff. Oh my god, man, that is just the vibe. uh but you know uh there's stuff like that, and then those Disney tapes are where I learned to fear the THX logo.
Oh, I think the Miramax animated movie you're thinking of is Princess Mononoke.
I was
No,
thinking that, yeah.
uh, it wasn't that. I would be very surprised actually, considering how fucking violent that movie is. Like, um, no, it was something really simple, like some bad guy's doing something to a community of people and they don't like it. He's being mean. I legitimately could not tell you right now. Um, but uh, like, oh god, I forget where I was on. Let's see, I mentioned the THX logo, uh, but aside from VHS, Disney movies were among like when my immediate family first got into DVDs. The first movies I remember us having were all Disney movies. Uh, so a pretty wide range of quality too. So we got George of the Jungle 2, which not a great movie by any means. The Santa Claus 2, which is pretty all right. I've got some nostalgia for it. And Freaky Friday, which is a hell of a movie. I love it. Uh, you
Freaky
know,
Friday 2, 20 years before that came out.
uh, so the thing that like really sticks in my mind about any ancillary memories or whatever is just watching stuff on tape when I was a kid. Uh, and the clamshell VHS tapes in particular actually really reminded me of like a McDonald's Happy Meal promotion that they did where like they had like the little figurines that they put
I remember
inside
that,
like
yeah.
mini clamshells. So I remember like Pete's Dragon, for instance. And I ended up not seeing that movie until I was like fucking 28 years old. Uh, uh,
Oh, pardon me.
uh, it's all good. I think. Oh god, I'd have to look into those, but yeah, like I definitely remember that promotion. The Peter Pan one that they did like a few times. Um, you know, just a
Do you
lot
mean the
of.
the sequel?
Uh, I'm sorry, what?
Do you mean the Peter Pan sequel? Sorry, I
Uh,
didn't mean to interrupt. My apologies.
No, they did this like very particular set of Happy Meal toys, like just for Peter Pan in general. They did one in the late '90s, uh, and then I swear they re-released it like two more times in like the next few years afterward. Uh, so like one of them was like a weird Swiss Army knife thing with the crocodile. One of the other toys in it was like Tinkerbell in the little uh, uh, the little prison that that Captain Hook has her in. Um, but I don't remember the other ones. Uh, but uh, yeah. Um, so that's kind of like what I think of as well. Like some of my warmest memories, whether it was some of the movies that I mentioned before or during this segment. Just popping on a Disney movie on VHS mainly, but we had the DVDs too for some of them. Uh, you know, sitting down and just watching and having a good old time. So yeah, that'll just about do it because we do not have the viewer question. So um, yeah, that'll do it for this episode of Memory Lane Buddies. Uh, my panel of friends, I would like to thank you so much for joining me in this conversation, Josh and Rexy and Rabbit.
Of
Of
course.
course.
Glad to be here, and
Chia,
glad to meet you as well. This is my first time that I've spoken with Rexy. It's been good to meet you.
It's good to meet you too.
chia, buddy. Uh, for those of you watching the VOD, if you would like to have access to the live session for Memory Lane Buddies, you can become a channel member at the Memory Lane Buddies viewer level. As mentioned, that will give you access to the live stream where we do this podcast, and will also give you a chance to vote on each episode that we do. It alternates between months. So because this was an extra episode, thanks to the donors at Extra Life last year, and a big thanks to those donors. Um, uh, we uh, we did this episode this month, but we also have the poll going on right now for the June episode. So again, if you happen to become a channel member at the Memory Lane Buddies viewer level, that's what we got for you. So yeah. Uh, that will do it for episode 17 here of Memory Lane Buddies. Uh, and just a big thank you all for watching and listening, whatever. It was a good time today. So with all that said, I have been Skull 902.
Rabbit Sonic fan.
I'm that hat guy.
Rexodot. Pretty simple.
Thank you for watching and have yourselves a wonderful day. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.